Hello and welcome to MGP391. I'm Kevin. With me as ever, the Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
And no, you can't go to Disneyland, you monsters. Everything's ruined. I'm unhappy. Someone cheer me up about the fact I now can't go on holiday. I don't care if you've had good weeks this week. I've had a bad week because I can't go on holiday. So your job now is to spend 15 minutes cheering me up. I could not care less what nonsense you've got up to. Pretend to be Mickey Mouse for me for 10 minutes, Pab.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Sheepdog.
Hot dog! Come on, Pab. Let's sing the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse song.
No.
It's a small world after all.
Song.
Come on, Pab. Sing me Disney songs.
No. It's got to go on YouTube.
You promised before we started that you'd do me a full rendition of all of the best Disney songs.
Well, I thought better of it.
Pab, I'm sat here analysing my inbox, waiting for this Euro Millions win to come in so I can guarantee Kevin and Anna a helicopter ride to Disneyland Paris / Florida tomorrow. That's how I'm trying to solve the problem.
Go to Florida.
I don't want to go to America.
Florida sounds like a very bad idea, Sheepdog.
All right, we'll go Tokyo. They're a bit more sane.
Yeah, let's go there.
Can you get helicopter rides to Tokyo from England? You must be able
I
to.
imagine you need to leap from helicopter to helicopter part way there. I doubt you can do it all on one chopper.
That'd be fun.
Can they refuel mid-flight? It's probably easier just to leap onto the next one. I imagine if you put one slightly below the other, you'd have to angle it slightly so you don't jump through the propellers. But if you open just one side of the door, turn it on its side and just drop out of one, you could land in the other, bang into the door, strap yourself in, continue on your journey. We'll do that.
I'll be rich enough that I can get them to strap two helicopters together and we could just fly direct and they could just only turn one on when the other one's tired.
Or I guess, I mean, it's no skin off my nose if the helicopter lands to refuel as long as I don't have to get out.
That is an option I hadn't considered, to be fair. Especially that kind of money, you could.
Yeah, exactly. All the fuel you want. We could go and get freshly squeezed fuel from the Middle East. None of this imported fuel. We'll have it straight out of the land.
That'd be nice. I could meet some people like me there who are wealthy.
That would be very, very fun. Splendid. Well, now I feel so much better about not getting to go on holiday. Has everyone else had a delightful week?
I've had a tiring week. I've been trying to work out and it's been horrible.
In a heat wave.
Yes.
Are you insane?
Well, it started off quite easy on day one of the. Well, actually, it started off quite horrifically because we picked the wrong Joe Wicks video and it was just a nightmare. But then we found his 7 Days of Sweat videos and they were actually all right.
I feel like I've already done that this week.
They were all right. And then today, I'm not going to lie, I had a massive hissy fit because every video was 30 seconds of exercise and 30 seconds of resting. And it would switch up what you did. And then at the start of today's video, we went, right, we're not going to do 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. We're just going to do 20 minutes straight. We're not even going to stop. We're just going to do it. And I was like, well, I can't do that, Joe. Like, what are you doing? Like, that's not... Like, I'm new to this. I'm on day 6. I can't just jump into 20 minutes straight. I'm used to having my 30-second rest every time. I need to go drink a pint of water after every exercise. But I got I don't know. I think I got about 12 minutes in before I just stormed off upstairs swearing and calling Joe Wicks every name under the sun. And then while I was getting ready for my shower, I thought, no, I'm going to go back downstairs. So I went downstairs and just moaned my head off through the last 6 minutes of the exercise. I think I missed about 2. And he's such a moron. He forgot. He was like, there's 10 minutes left. And then his alarm went off. He was like, oh, actually, no, that was done. It's 20 minutes. We're done. And we were knackered. I was just collapsed. And
But you and Joe were knackered.
Well, me and
what
Claire.
people don't realise, he was there with you.
He was knackered in the video, and I'm thinking, you're such an idiot.
Because I assume you know him, because you both talk the same.
I have to check where he's from, because he must be from near where I grew up. He must be. The accent is identical. But, yeah, he was dying on this video, and I thought, why on earth have you gone from this video where he's jumping around absolutely fine to this one where it was killing him? I mean, he did mention he'd come in from because he was on holiday when he was doing the video, and he was in India, I think, or something like that. And he said he'd been sat drinking pina coladas and realised he hadn't done his video for the day, so he just went back to his hotel. I was like, okay, he's probably drunk, and he's just decided, who cares? Let's just do a minute here, a minute there, and just do 20 minutes straight. But he was dying on his backside, and So I feel a little bit better that I did most of it, but I'm a bit ashamed that I had a massive hissy fit midway through, and even my wife was just telling me to F off, just stop being an idiot, because I was like, he's such a dick, why is he doing this? He's ruined it. My 7 days is over, and all of this. And she was just like, shut up, and either do it or don't do it. I don't care. But yeah, I do feel good for it. I feel like I've done a lot in the past week and a bit. I'm actually picking up a bike tomorrow as well, so I'm just hoping I can become the thin one of the podcast. I'm aiming for Pab level. But it's not going to happen. Let's face it. That bike will be on eBay by the end of the month. But yeah, I'm hoping it won't be.
Just don't sell it. I've had mine for 8 years. You don't have to sell it if you don't ride it. You can just carry on owning it, so you know you're a bike owner.
I just need to use it, Kev. That's the thing. I'm hoping.
Mine does cause me to do some exercise because I have to step over it every day to get into the garage.
I do worry that first day I put it in the shed, I'm going to be thinking, will I ever see you again? When will I get you out again? But I'm hoping that, yeah, if I get in the habit of just finishing work, getting out of the shed and biking off into the sunset, it will become something I do all the time. But I don't know. I need to set it up. So
you're just going to get lost in the dark on your first night.
Well, my plan is to get a phone holder, connect it to the handlebar, and just ride around playing Pokemon. But like, I'll have my ball thing vibrating so that I don't have to stop. And yeah, I can just keep biking, catch everything as I go. Job done. Probably don't even need the phone holder to be. I can just put it in my pocket. But either way, that's my plan.
You don't have pockets on cycling shorts, Sheepdog. When you're head to toe in spandex, I think you'll soon find, as a fuller-figured gentleman, as much as you think cycling shorts are a bad idea, they're a damn sight preferable to backside hanging out at the back of normal shorts, which is your alternative.
You're just going to have jeans on.
Jeans.
I had to get a leisure seat installed because the last time I rode a bike, it was like razor wire. It was horrific. So I've got a leisure seat. I love how they've called it that. Last time I looked, it just called it an XXL seat or something embarrassing, but now it's a leisure seat. And yeah, just gonna see what happens. I'll just take it easy. You know, if you just, I was thinking actually, most of the people I play Pokemon with end up raiding down your neck of the woods. If you see me riding around there, you'll know that it's working well.
Disgraceful behaviour. And I assume, Pab, you're cycling around playing Pokemon Go as well. That seems like your kind of thing.
Of course not. I've got out of that habit a long time ago now. I've still got it installed, Pokemon, but it's not been touched.
I opened it today. I span 2 Pokestops today, and then saw something in the shop window and wandered off and did that. That was, I think Pab's playing with his soundboard.
Okay.
Does this mean I've got to load my soundboard up for next week?
Can if you want. Don't you not have it loaded?
Because I think it's really boring and stupid when people do soundboard stuff.
It's funny because I'm braced for one now. I'm waiting for a soundboard. Waiting.
Excited. I'm just going to get ready to beep you. I know if you try to do it, I'm just going to...
Oh, wow.
That'll learn you.
Is that what we've become? Wasn't this what you went through a phase of doing this about... it would have been 6, 7, 8 years ago. You suddenly kept making noises in the show. Do you remember that, Kev? Or was that your painkiller
I have no
phase?
idea what you're talking about. I don't believe we've been doing this show for that long.
Yeah, we were discussing last week.
You not tried to convince me before we started. We've done nearly 400 episodes of this, and I'm not having any of it.
Yeah, I'm, for the listeners' benefit, I'm trying to convince them that we should do something special for it, and they're all being sourpusses.
Well, I keep reminding you, Sheepdog, there's a global pandemic that stopped me going to the
I'm not
most magical place on Earth.
Go to the Ritz or whatever. I'm just saying, let's just, I don't know.
Well, the 3 of us went to the Ritz on a podcast adventure before. It's not all that. There's just a scary man on the door who didn't let us in, and we had to go and stand in a dark field.
Oh,
then we went to Waterstones and went back to the hotel.
That was
I've been outside the Ritz before. Well, he literally wouldn't let you in.
We didn't try and get in, but we were looking for something to do in London because, as everybody knows, there's nothing to do in London in the evening. Saturday night in London, like 8:30 in London, nothing to do. So we thought we'd stand outside the Ritz, and then we went back to the hotel and went to bed.
Yes, we were loitering, I believe the word is.
If you don't drink, there's nothing to do in London on a Saturday night.
Yeah. You don't, and if you don't drink and you don't fancy burning 200 quid on like theatre tickets or opera or ballet or some nonsense like that, that's just not accessible.
We found a Waterstones that was open just off of Piccadilly Circus. We went in there mooching around looking at the board games. I think we bought a board game actually and took that back to play in the hotel bar. And that was our Saturday night in London.
Mm-hmm. That is very familiar to the other one we did, which I don't think we bought a board game in that one. But yeah, you're right. You are 100% right. But no, it doesn't mean we can't be creative. I don't want to do another 24-hour shenanigans because we're past that. We're too old for that. But we should.
I think you should do a 24-hour bike ride to celebrate it.
That would be deadly.
I'll set you up with. I've got enough mobile recording kit that we could mic you up, and we could just check in with you every couple of hours, see how you're getting on your 24-hour bike ride.
I'd be dead like half an hour in.
Well, that's the price I'm willing to pay.
Well, but then you won't be able to collect the lottery money. Well, no, it is months away, but
Yeah,
I'll pay someone else to cycle.
You ain't winning any lotteries. You've been trying to win that for years.
Anna tells me 10 o'clock I get the email, so 26 minutes.
Sheepdog, I've been hearing all this for years. I'm going to get thin. I'm going to win the lottery. It's like Sheepdog. It's like Sheepdog's affirmations.
No, tonight's the night, Kev.
Is it? Splendid. I'll make sure I mark this one down on the calendar. That'll be new.
Right, if I win tonight, I won't give you 10%. Deal?
I'm always on for my 10%. As long as it comes through the living room window as agreed.
Yeah, always. I'm looking for. That's the thing. I know one day I'm going to get to throw that through your window, and there's going to be glass everywhere.
Especially because we've got CCTV and security and stuff now. It's the first time you'll throw it through the window and an alarm will go off.
And you'll be like, no,
you're going to get caught on camera this time, and I'm going to put that video out there on the internet, and we're going to hunt down that hooligan.
My £70 million glass window. That'll be scary.
Yeah, exactly. So, video games are a thing. I haven't played any this week because all I've done is I've played Football Manager a lot. Because I was fully in holiday prep mode, I have just been sat at this desk all day, every day, from first thing until bedtime, really just coming up for meals and toilets. And it's got to the point where the two fingers on my left hand now are pretty much completely numb, which I think is, Anna tells me is carpal tunnel, because I've just been sat here at the desk ruining myself. But I've worked myself to the point where I can only use part of one hand, and my legs hurt, and my bum hurts, and my back hurts. I've just completely broken myself through sitting at this desk solidly for about 10 days in a row now and not really moving. So I need to get a bike, I think. I want a bike ride with Sheepdog. Yeah, but it's broken. I keep standing on the wheel. The wheel's basically bent round at right angles.
We can start a biker gang.
I don't think that's what a biker gang is, Sheepdog.
What is it? If we're in a gang and we've got bikes, what are we?
Pensioners on a little bike ride, I think.
You going to join our biker gang, Anna?
Yeah, I've got a bike. I just need...
Your wheel is just as bent as mine. Your bike's next to mine.
Just buy a new wheel.
Pab, you going to bike down? That could be episode 400 sorted.
All right.
We could all cycle up to Bolton.
The only reason I didn't use my bike is because I went out on it once and some children made fun of me, so I never went out on it again.
Well, that won't happen if we're cycling all the way to Bolton. Cycling up the A1 to Leeds, be lovely, and then across. We get to cycle up over the Pennines, cycle past the motorway with the farm man. Be lovely.
I now know he didn't want to. I now know why he's there. It's not because he didn't want to move. That was a better story.
Why is he there, Annie? You can't just give us half the story.
Because there's a geological fault underneath where he lives, and the people who were doing the road didn't want to deal with it, so they just let him stay there.
Brilliant. Did he fabricate the whole thing?
I don't think so.
Interesting. So, we've established that I haven't played any games other than Football Manager. And I've bought an entire Mexican fancy dress costume. In fact, little quiz, I ordered Mexican fancy dress off of Amazon without checking and cheating. You need to tell me the 4 items you think are in a Mexican fancy dress costume.
The poncho?
Number 1. Hold on. 1.
Sombrero?
2. Now it gets hard.
Those shakers?
Nope.
Maracas? No?
You got 2 more guesses.
A moustache.
3. Final guess for the final item. So we have sombrero, we have poncho, we have a wonderful stick-on Mexican moustache. What is the fourth and final element of a Mexican fancy dress costume?
A wrestler mask.
I don't want to ruin Pab's guess. I'm going to guess a bandana, and then Pab can have a guess as well.
I'm afraid both Anna and Sheepdog are wrong. Pab, your final guess?
Pinata for some reason.
I'm afraid not. The final item is a cigar.
Oh.
Isn't it like
I didn't know Mexicans were known for their cigars, but apparently they are.
Oh.
So now I can dress as a Mexican in a YouTube video in about 10 days.
Okay.
That's my life, Pab.
Okay.
That's my life. This is what you've got yourself into by starting streaming.
Yeah.
This is your future. This is where you'll be a few years down the line, ordering fancy dress costumes. Where Anna sent me a text message the other day saying, "Kevin, why are you buying Mexican fancy dress?" Because it showed up on the Echo while she was stood in the kitchen. Just Mexican fancy dress arriving today.
I don't know what he was doing. That's weird.
These are just things. I mean, I have to submit that on my tax return. So, it's Mexican fancy dress.
It's weird.
And I'm going to look cool. So,
What is the
video
story?
games.
Is this like a future thread you're doing in your Football Manager series? Or...
I'm going to Mexico, Sheepdog. I'm managing Chivas in Mexico
Yeah, don't ask him what he's doing.
in a sombrero.
I mentioned before the show, because I was worried, that I haven't done anything except normal Pokemon Go stuff this week. I was very gutted that I took the time to go and get to install the Epic Store and all of that malarkey to get the Total War freebie that they were giving away, and then my Mac can't play it, which I should have thought before I even went near it, but I was cursing that because that was free for 24 hours yesterday. I don't know if it's still free now. I guess it won't be by the time people listen, but I can't play games on this stupid machine. I shouldn't curse it too much in case it corrupts my recording. But,
Get a PC, Sheepdog. You know you want to.
at the moment.
Stop buying bikes and sheds then.
I know. I'm an idiot. I need to sell this bike.
You don't do a bike and shed podcast.
When we go
Sarah
to
is right.
when we go to EGX, you can go to the biking one as well.
That's a good point.
Right.
I mean, I have kind of spoiled the announcement for later in the show about Sheepdog's future projects there as well, and I apologise for that.
I wish. But no, yeah. My son's been trying to force me to play Minecraft. It makes me violently ill. That's about the extent of my gaming this week. I was binging the Umbrella Academy and Parks and Recreation between workouts. I say workouts, like half an hour segments and long walks, and then watching that. But yeah, that has been my week.
Splendid. I hope you two have played some games, or this is going to be a record short podcast.
Oh no.
I mean, I've got more quizzes. My bell is still in front of me if we need to do more quizzes.
Okay.
No.
Okay, let's do more quizzes then.
I played a bit of Control, but that's about it.
Oh, you messaged
Oh, my
when did you
word.
message me about this? Was that this week?
Yeah,
This week's been a
I think
blur.
so.
They released a Deluxe, didn't they? Deluxe edition.
Hasn't there been a load of moaning and fuss about this
Yeah,
game this
but
week?
I didn't know that was a thing until
Yeah.
I read it. Apparently, if you don't get the new edition or something, if you don't get the new one, you won't get an upgrade on the next gen. But I can see, like,
I
I've
think
been
it's fair.
playing it, and it is awful. Like, I pause it because obviously I have children and dogs and Kevin. So if I pause it, I go back to it and it jitters, and it seems like really, I don't like laggy. It just gets stuck, and it really irritates me. And I don't know why, but it just doesn't look that great. And I don't know why. Like, I watch like YouTubers and stuff are playing it, and theirs look great, and then mine looks.
Do you know why that is,
awful.
Anna?
No.
They're playing on a PC.
Oh.
I
the
said this
PC
to
can do
you
this.
when you were playing it.
But I didn't
this
know
game
it was PC
is-
to PlayStation.
It's this game is the flagship game that showed off the RTX cards. This game is what makes RTX cards worth buying because of all the god rays, the lights
But what's
stuff,
an
and the
RTX?
ray tracing. And the
PlayStation doesn't like that.
No, well, it's not even on the console versions, but it will be on the next gen console versions.
Okay. Because I know it's not an old game, is it?
It came out last year.
Exactly.
2019.
It just seems a bit. Ugh.
It just doesn't perform well on the console.
No,
but the consoles are 7 year
not.
old. It's like we're at the end of the life cycle of these consoles, and they're still trying to get games out on it. But
they got
the technology's moved on.
That was lovely.
But that game was made with a lot of money. It effectively, Control is a budget game in comparison to The Last of Us.
I guess.
Yeah, it genuinely is.
Making it for the platform as well.
They are first party and they'll have been given the entire 7 years to work on that, I imagine. Whereas these Remedy's done a lot of things and on a tighter budget, I imagine.
Because I keep seeing it everywhere, and I want to play it, but it scares me. Is it a horror or isn't it a horror? Because I can't be doing with horrors.
It's not really horror. I'd say it's more thriller. If I had to say, it's not horror. There are kind of, I wouldn't even say jump scary moments, but there are tense moments.
Because the janitor scares me to death.
Janitor's creepy, but he's meant to be creepy. But it's X-Files with like Twin Peaks and a lot of just surreal strangeness about it. And so it's not really, I wouldn't class it as horror.
Okay. Because when it turns red and then there's upside down people coming at you glowing red, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah.
I did the first flying boss. He was annoying. They just constantly throw things at you. So I did that 3 times. And then I had to do... A man came down on a lift with a machine gun. And again, it's like the bosses have like this like aura around them. And they have like, I think it's like a shield.
You've got a shield and you've got to smash the shields off before you damage them, yeah.
But it's like, so I like X-Files and that. And it's like, things just turn up. Like I was like, there was this carousel horse.
Mm-hmm.
But why? It was just like this creepy horse. And then when you start the game and you go upstairs and then you come back and everything's gone. Weird. Strange.
Yeah.
But like I know why now because I've obviously played the game.
Played it.
But where am I at? Oh, I'm in. There's a room with this big ball of stuff, and I think I've got to trap it.
Big ball of energy. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't like that.
They're the only. I'll tell you now, you can't really kill them. You just got to work around them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think because I played this before and I remember that, and I had to get it into a room.
Yeah, you do. You have to
get
trap
it shut down. Yeah, so I've done that before, but I don't want to go back to my other save because I was very far ahead. I was in some kind of mine. No idea.
Yeah, you'll get to the Black Rock Quarry at some point. I think it's Black Rock Quarry. Yeah, but you'll get there.
It just it does it. Like I know what it wants. Like I said, I've played it. I've watched it on YouTube and it looks fine. On PlayStation, not so much. It struggles a little bit on PlayStation. I have a Pro, so it's like better.
You playing it in 4K?
Most probably.
Drop it down. You'll get them because you put it into performance mode.
Yeah.
Performance mode, you will get a considerably better performance out of it than 4K, and it still looks amazing at 1080. So. But it'll run smoother.
I'll try that then, because I was just like, I was like, what is happening? Like, I don't have this with any other games. Like, I've never had juttery stutter like that. Like, I've played, I don't know, Borderlands. That's on everything. What else is on everything? Just, I don't know, Red Dead Redemption plays on everything, but plays fine on PlayStation. And then I played this, and I'm like, oh, just don't know, just seems a bit.
Yeah, again, like I say, compared to those, this game is built on a shoestring budget.
Yeah.
And
but I thought Remedy was quite well known.
It's published by 505 Games. They ain't a big company.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
This was their passion project. Remedy's passion project. It's funded by 505. I said they ain't a massive company. This is effectively an indie game.
But it's everywhere.
It is, because it's damn good. It's damn good. That's why it's a very good game.
Yeah, because I've seen it's got DLC, and the next DLC has got Alan Wake in it. Like, how does that work?
Better game.
I know, exactly, because Alan Wake again was a weird game.
Just if you carry on playing, you'll find out why.
Yeah, but this, you know, in like where your control room is, like where that boardroom is with that woman.
Yes, Pope is, yeah.
Yeah, there's a room that's just off that has a jukebox in it, and can I get in there? I want to get in there so bad. Like, I want to know why that jukebox is in there, because it's just there. Do you know what I mean? It's very strange because it's like in a box that you can't get to.
You wait till you get to the Panopticon.
Okay.
The Panopticon, yes. The Panopticon has plenty of rooms like that, full of things that are random things that you go, wait, what are you doing?
Yeah, because I found when I was playing, not Assassin's Creed, Borderlands last week, and I was playing the last DLC, so the one that's like cowboys, and it was this room with 4 rooms in it, and one of them had a fridge in it, and there was a chair that had knocked over blood around it, and I was like, I know where that is from. I know what that's Easter egging over there. So I put that on Twitter, but I believe there is a fridge.
Yep, there's a fridge. You're gonna want to. You'll get to see the fridge at some point. The fridge is a good one as well. But like I said, a lot of these, the game itself is a really good game. Mm-hmm. But the boss fights are some of the hardest boss fights you'll find.
Yeah.
And the difficulty spikes in this game. You think, I'm just coasting through this game. You get to a boss fight and you won't beat it for days. Just like, what the hell? What the hell? Mm-hmm. The boss
even
fights
just like
are solid.
Normal rooms, like with loads of enemies, like because there's so many of them, and there's like your gun has to have time to reload and stuff. Yep. They're just coming out. You've got snipers, and then you've got ones that have got like rockets and stuff, and you're like, oh my god, just wait a second. But yeah, the bosses are annoying. Like the boss that came down the lift, I did at least 6 times because I knew what to do, but he always like hid behind the pipes, and I couldn't. Yeah, because I always find being above them is easier than being on the same level because they can just hit you.
Yeah.
But my god, yeah. But like, it's something to play because like I thought this week, for some reason on Shop 2 it said on the 11th of August, the Kingdom of Amalur Re-Reckoning was coming out, and that's what it said on their website, so I was only going by their thing, but then I checked on there on Wednesday, I was like, wait, where's my game? And they've changed it to the 8th of September, so that's not coming out, but yeah, it's very strange. I always thought it was going out in August. I thought August is a good time because nothing comes out in August, but yeah, it's been moved, or it was accidentally put there on a different date, but yeah, that comes out next month. So yeah, that's literally all I've played. I was going to play the chapter 1 of the new, I forget who they're called. What are they called? Hold on, let me look what it is. So I have it downloaded, I just haven't played it because children and Kevin's and stuff. I'm just
hello. That's my name.
Where is it? So it's the people that made Life is Strange, and it is called Tell Me Why, and I can't remember what they're called.
Oh, is that come out now?
Yeah. So the episode 1 is out, or right, chapter 1 came out. I think it was Wednesday, where you can you play the first chapter, and then obviously you'll buy when the next ones come out. But yeah, okay. I forgot that came out. I just turned on my Xbox yesterday. I was like, oh, I forgot that, because I knew that Xbox had their thing, their presentation, and they said that was coming out in August. Yes. So that's downloaded. I'm gonna play that. But that's it. No, I finished the Borderlands DLC Part 3. I finished that. That was fine. Still have no idea what's going on. But the thing is, I was playing that game, and because they keep hotfixing it, they keep upping your drop rate of orange items. And at the start of this DLC, I got a really good orange gun, and that's all I used through the whole DLC was that one gun, because it was overpowered, and I don't mind that. But every boss and every side, because there's side quests in Borderlands. So you got your main, then you got a side quest, and then there's also these little missions in the that are dotted around. And every time I took out one of them, so it was either just an enemy that had lots of health, but I took them out within seconds, and then they would drop orange items, and now I am oversaturated with orange. Everything I own is orange guns, and I'm like, that's nice, but I don't want so many. But when I start playing it from the start, I want an orange gun. But then I get to level 60, and every time I take out a boss, I get an orange gun, and you get the nice noise that it makes, and you got a big star. But now I'm over encumbered with orange, and now I'm like, ugh. It takes that excitement away. Do you know what I mean? In the start, you get an orange, oh
not
yeah, I'm
special
gonna
anymore.
use this. No, so that's annoying. But I think so I've done the main game. I've done DLC 1, which was Handsome Jack's Casino. Couldn't do 2 because I got stuck because of a boss. And I finished number 3, which was Red Dead Redemption Cowboys. So now I've gone back to 2, and then I just turned it off. I did the boss that I did, and then I turned it off, and I haven't gone back to it because it's just been one of them weeks where nothing has gone right, and everything is just a bit. So yeah, I haven't played anything else because But I'm gonna play Tell Me Why maybe tomorrow, because it's the weekend.
Excellent.
And I'm going to chill out with it. But
that's nice.
Yeah, that is it, I think. Yes.
Splendid.
Okay.
If only we had someone from the north to talk about some games now.
So I can tell you that Kev has played something other than Football Manager this week.
What the hell have I played other than Football Manager?
You played it with me last weekend.
Oh, Fall Guys!
We finally got into Fall Guys together.
Yeah! Me and Pab got to have a lovely session.
We did. Last weekend. It was good. It was very good.
I got my first win. There's a video of me on Twitter proving that I got my first win.
I watched that. No.
Yeah, because on PC, for a little while, they took everyone's usernames away. That was my username.
Yeah, they didn't do that on PlayStation, which is weird.
Well, they did on PC, and I got my win.
Uh-huh. So it's because Steam lets you change your username and lets you show whatever you want it to be. So people were putting all sorts of racist and homophobic stuff as their names, whereas PSN...
I said that quicker before I laughed, Pab. I'm like...
So Steam did that, and then Fall Guys went, we don't really want this, so we just basically give everyone an ID number. And you are now Fall Guy 1112.
Kev. I genuinely thought you'd won one.
I did.
No, we didn't.
I genuinely wondered how.
There's video evidence that I did.
No, you didn't. That's a lie. I watched you take a picture, or tell people to take a picture, send it to you, and then you'd put it as you.
That doesn't sound right.
Yes, it is. You didn't win any.
How dare you?
He wasn't even in the game. He wasn't even in the game when he did it. It was what he was spectating me.
You're so lame.
Yeah, but Sheepdog, you believed it, so thousands of other people would have believed it too.
Yes, that's the problem. There's lots of people out there who think you're good at games now. They should have known better. I mean, I did think it was highly unlikely, but I still kind of just thought you wouldn't tweet it if he didn't genuinely do it. Not even use that name. Oh, God.
I think you'll find the correct answer is I would have only tweeted it if I hadn't have actually done it, because that was the gag. That was what we were doing on Twitch. We were trolling Twitter. We like to troll.
Yep.
Oh, I don't know. I think I'd have heard you cheer from here if you'd actually won.
I think Fall Guys is part of the reason why my fingers are numb. I'm blaming it on working too hard, but it has coincidentally started since I've been playing Fall Guys, which I've not played since I played with you that night, actually, Pab. That's the last time I played it.
All right, okay.
Well, no, it's because we've been having children not cooperate.
We have not been having children. My word. Talking of having children on Twitter, I posted plenty of evidence today why you and me should never have children. My word.
You look like Ronnie Corbett.
If anyone hasn't seen on my Twitter, I rediscovered FaceApp today because it's 2015 again in the Chapman household. And you can now do a thing where you merge two faces together to see what your children would look like. And we merged me and Anna together, and one of them just looks like Ronnie Corbett, and the other one looks terrifyingly like one of my old girlfriends, which is really worrying.
Brilliant. I did consider getting that just to see whether combining myself with my wife would make any of the three children I've got. That could be used for very scientific research to just double check some things. But anyway, if they all look completely different, then I'll be like,
start trying it. Milkman, postman, DPD guy. Hang on.
Oh, stop it!
He is bald.
Oh, there you go. And then you should try all them with Kirsty as well.
Very good.
So, Pab, you were talking about Fall Guys before you derailed yourself.
I played a lot of Fall Guys this week.
How many crowns have you got? Come on, show off.
Still just the one. I've had on Fall Mountain, whatever it's called. I've literally been there at the top of the mountain, touching the ground with somebody else there. I've been like 1-on-1 on Hexagon multiple times now. Yeah.
Sounds like you're a bit of a bottler then, Pab.
It would seem that way, wouldn't it? At the minute, you know what the problem is? Right? I felt confident about them. I was like, yeah, we got this. This is it. Then I've got this one, and then suddenly, like something goes wrong, and it's like, oh god, that was it. And yeah, it's just at them points I wasn't angry. This game is anger-inducing. I have to have someone. Normally, if I'm on Discord playing it, I normally have someone like giving me a temper check after every round because I'm sometimes just raging. Someone just shouts temper check, and I have to shout like, I'm about a 6 now. I'm about a 6 right now. It's really annoying sometimes. I can't deal with team games, and I can't deal with the tail games. The tail games are garbage because the lag between players is there's just too much lag where people aren't even anywhere near you and they're taking you like, why bother? And then the team games,
with those tail ones, do you have to get multiple? Because I had one and it kicked me out.
If it's a team tail game, then it's the total on your team that have a tail. And if you have the least amount of tails, then you're eliminated.
So like greens or whatever will kick
Yeah,
out,
exactly. But there is a tail game. There's a tail game for the final showdown, and it is god awful. So you got like what I think it's either a minute and a half or 2 minutes to basically keep the tail, or get the tail of somebody else and keep hold of it for a minute and a half on a course, and it is frustrating as hell. The tail games are garbage. The team games are stupid unless you have a competent team with you. If you have a competent team with you, it's not as bad. But most of the times, you have a bunch of numpties that don't know what they're doing, and you're like, why bother?
Hey, hang on, Pab. You played with me this week. You had me on your team.
Yeah, well, they were all right. We were all right. We had some games that were okay.
He said what he said.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a damn good game. The servers are fixed now. Like I say, the servers have been relatively. I've not seen an issue with them this week at all. So they've bulked up on the servers. They've not gone down once to my knowledge.
Did you give everyone a free skin?
It did give everyone a free skin. There's a prickly cactus skin, or whatever it is, and that's out there now. So if you want to get that, I think you had to have played it before yesterday. To have got the skin. So I think that's how it worked. And yeah, Fall Guys. It is still free on PS Plus. Apparently that's the place to play it because apparently that's where all the 9-year-olds play.
Yeah, it's much easier on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Can
I've heard
confirm.
I've heard that from multiple people now. So
Yeah.
if you're looking for an easy win, there you go. Because PC is where the hardcore play. They don't mess about. So, what else have I played? Last weekend, I tried to play a different game over the weekend on Saturdays, and I went back to. I started Death Stranding again, based on the fact that I only played an hour.
Really? Wow.
So, I played 3 hours on stream, and kind of enjoyed it.
Really?
And then later on that night, I played another 2 hours of it and really enjoyed it. It's a weird game. I haven't got a clue. I haven't got the foggiest of what's going on particularly, other than the fact that I have dooms or something, and dooms is a thing that lets you sense the BTs, and BTs like invisible like goop monsters, and
none of the things you're saying are explaining the previous things here, Pab.
I mean, this is all I know. This is all I know. This is all I know. This is as much as I can tell you. I can't like give you this information and kind of dissect it for you because I'm not going to be able to.
Yeah, it is very strange. I played this and I could not cope with it.
Yeah,
I literally played where I had to take a woman to a furnace. And
oh yeah, so that's one of the first missions you do.
Yeah,
your mother, the president of the United States, dies, and basically, if someone dies, they've got a certain amount of time to be incinerated. Otherwise, they cause a nuclear explosion.
Obviously,
yeah, like you do. With
this being the president, this is on you. No one else is going to deal with this.
Because she's also your mother.
Okay,
so
you have to deal with it on your own.
You have
the
to deal with
Secret
it
Service won't help.
because you're Sam Porter Bridges. You're one of the delivery guys. You're the guy that gets stuff done. You're
back in there, not explaining what you're talking about. Territory again, Fab.
This is as much as I can tell you.
Yeah, so it's very strange.
The guys who normally deal with the incinerating of the bodies, they got ate up by the goop monsters in the previous one because there was a guy that turned up. There was a guy that turned up dead last, and then he got eaten. Yeah. So
and then Norman Reedus rides in on his motorbike.
No. Because you don't have your bike goes off a cliff right at the start.
He has a motorbike. Of course he does.
He turns from a motorbike right at the start, and it goes off a cliff when the rainfall comes. The timefall rainfall is called timefall because when the rain hits you, you turn old.
I'm going to mute you in a minute.
Yeah,
Did he got eaten by a goop monster? That's what I just got. I don't know what accent I was going for there.
Have to become a Geordie, a Welsh Geordie.
So what you end up doing is you end up putting your dead mother wrapped up on your back, like she sat in a chair. So you just like a corpse sat on your back, sat up, and you've got to carry her up a mountain to the incinerator. All while not trying to fall over and not get swept away in a river. And yeah,
why don't they put the incinerator somewhere more convenient?
Because the incinerator's high up, because then the fumes don't attract the monsters. So
what are you saying about my mother, Pab?
When you burn a body, the fumes that come off of them attracts the monsters. So it's up high.
What monsters? At what point did we have monsters?
The BT, they're called BTs. I've not told you the other thing yet, though. I've not told you the other thing yet. So
no wonder you're not making sense.
Well, Sam is aided in spotting these creatures because they're invisible, by the way.
Of course,
you can't see them. Yeah. He can sense them, but you have like a tracker on your shoulder that senses where they are. But he also has a BB. And Anna's laughing because that's what they're called. They're called BBs, and it's a little baby in a little tank that sticks on the front of your stomach. And
I've seen this, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it put me off going anywhere near the game.
And the BB helps you see the goop monsters. That sounds about right, doesn't it, Anna?
Yep.
There you go. And you have to
shush it.
Yeah, you have to. But at times, the baby, if you disturb the baby, the BB, it cries, and you have to kind of rock it back to sleep or to calm it down and whatever. You have to get the controller and kind of shake it around a bit and just rock the controller back and forth and whatever.
You do.
And just backtracking a few steps, Pab. You said you enjoyed this.
The gameplay in itself is strangely calming, and because you're on these massive huge world, right? All just greenery everywhere. And it's just like this massive place, and you're just walking around. And there's a cliffside. Okay, you can build this ladder that's like 50 foot long. You've got a ladder that just lets you extends to 50 foot long. You go, okay, I put it up here, and you climb up to the top. Or once you connecting the world up, you can see the world gets connected, and you can see other people's builds. So if somebody else might have climbed this way and built a ladder for you, you can then go, oh, thanks very much, Jeff, and then you can go. And then you could the current whoever it is, could be Jeff, and you give it a like. No, likes are currency in this game.
Oh my god!
So the currency in this game, you get the more likes you get, the more like stats you get boosted. And so if you build things in the world that are useful to people, the more likes you'll get, the more boost you'll get of your stats. It's
such a strange game.
It's bizarre, but it's like I say, there is something really, like I say, I haven't got a clue what's going on, but I kind of fascinated by it, and I kind of want to play more of it. The only reason I haven't done is because I don't want to get into another massive open world game while I'm still got Ghost of Tsushima on my plate. And I was hoping to have it finished this week, but it hasn't been the case. I've got one hell of a lot of it done. I've now got the Sakai armor, and I've got all the I've upgraded it all, and I'm about to go into like the second island like big battle. Because you have the first island battle at Canada Castle, don't you? Where your uncle's kept, and then the Mongols get pushed back to the Shimura Castle. They get pushed back to that one. I'm about to go to that castle. I think I've pretty much cleared. Okay. I've pretty much cleared the bottom half of that second island. It's like the bottom island, and there's the top island is in like two halves, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So I've pretty much done the bottom half of that island now. I've put a lot of time into that game, and I really do like that game. It's so good. It's just one of them games, like Spider-Man was, that's just is easy to play. You can just ping pong around the map so quickly, but with the fast travel. The fast travel is lightning fast, and it is just like, just zip around, get on the horse, just go to where you need to, go and find a question mark, do it, and then boom, off you go again to another part of the map, do whatever you need to do. It's just a fun game. I've got pretty much everything kitted out now. All the techniques are done. All the skill points have pretty much filled out now. So I've got all the abilities, all the move sets. I've now got I've got like a blow darts now. Did you get them, Anna?
No, not yet. No.
Oh yeah, you get some blow darts at some point. I wasn't expecting us to give you something new at that stage of the game, and they went, "Oh yeah, some blow darts now." So you can now make people sick. You literally make people start vomiting everywhere, just all of a sudden, and like someone it's like an enraged dart, which makes them all start going mental and start.
I love them in Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah, well you'll get some of them soon. So yeah, some of them, but it's a good game. But the only problem is that like I say, it means I've got to turn on the little space heater that is the PS4. And in this weather, it's not fun. It's not fun.
Degrees. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I really want to play this game, and it's like I can't do it. I cannot do it. It generates too much heat. It's awful.
Can't you put it in a cool box or something?
It doesn't work that way. I don't think. I think it'll just break the cool box. Yeah. It's just like I say. Hopefully, when this comes out on PS5, or you'll be able to play it on PS5. It'll be a damn sight cooler.
Everything will be cooler on PS5, Pad.
Exactly.
That's the point.
Exactly, that is the point. Spend all your money on a PS5.
Not sponsored.
Yes, not.
I've had problems this week with old technology.
Have you?
Yeah. So my child wanted to play Flower. Okay, we all know Flower came out on PS3 in 2009. It's all nice and done with motion controls and whatnot. So because he hasn't played with his PlayStation in months. It's just sat there not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants to play it on Tuesday when I wasn't there. So Kevin, bless him.
Hello, that's me.
Set it up for him. Found a controller and stuff. And there's something wrong with that game. Now, I don't know what they did. So I know it's on the Vita and I know it's on the PlayStation. But I think they've mocked up the PlayStation 3 one because this week I've had 2 controllers. I bought a new controller and I've tried 2 PS3s, and the game is still doing this awful thing where it is basically you can get into the game starts fine, you can pick a flower. So when you get into the main screen, you basically pick a flower and then you hold a button and it zooms in.
Mm-hmm.
You can get that to work. And then when you get in the game, you basically, I think it's press a button and then you just move the controller because of the gyroscope in it. So both PlayStations and 3 different controllers, this is of what I've tried. Every time I get into the main game of trying to collect the other petals, it's just going round in a circle on the floor. You can't you can't go forward, you can't go backwards. It just keeps going around in a circle. You start the you get there, you pick. So you start with a flower. That flower takes a petal off. The petal goes into the air, and then you're supposed to just go around and pick up other petals. Can't. It just keeps going around in a circle, and I don't know what's happened to it.
Because the motion controls are broken, aren't they? On the PS3 version, motion controls are broke. It still works on the Vita. We think it still works on PS4 as well, but it's like they've turned off the motion control on the PS3 version, and we've tried multiple controllers, multiple consoles, multiple copies of the game, and it just is not having any of it. You cannot play Flower with motion control on a PS3 anymore, it seems. You
can't even play it with the buttons.
Which is sad.
Yeah, because...
Is it worth checking? This is... I don't know if I mentioned this on the show, but I was raging at my son the other week because my controller was broke, and then it turned out I just needed to update my controller. Is it worth checking whether you can do that on the PS3?
How do you update a controller?
Yeah.
I tried to calibrate it. So I've updated the PlayStation. I got it online because we turned the online section of it because he got into the store once and bought stuff with my money, and I just fumed at him, and I turned off all internet on it, so he can't do that anymore. So I updated it, and then I tried to go and calibrate my controller. So I went into the settings, went to devices, controller, calibrate, and I can't. It won't let me calibrate because it goes. You have to hold the controller you want to calibrate and then press X, but you can't press X, even though I know X is working, because to get into that menu I have to press X to get into the menus that I'm trying to
this is
access.
very similar to what problem I was having on the Xbox, which annoyed me because the buttons weren't working, and then I just happened to stumble across a menu that said I could update the firmware on the controller, and suddenly it worked. And
is that the Xbox One though?
Yeah, so I mean, it's worth checking
if
it fixes it. If not, it's just because it's an old game, perhaps. But yeah, it's a struggle.
But he's had multiple meltdowns this week because he can't play that game. And as far as he's aware, it should work because it worked before. And trying to tell him it does not work, and then trying to find a PlayStation 3 controller, I cannot for the life of me find a genuine one. I found one today in town, but it was £32 for a PlayStation 3 controller. I paid £40 now for a PlayStation 4, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. But then again, it's supply and demand, isn't it? If you want something, you're gonna have to pay less because there's not a lot around. But just I don't know what's wrong with it, and the fact that I have 2 consoles over there right now, both of the same game, both updated, but it will not work. I just don't know what to do. But yeah, old tech, they still work. They are old. Because how old's yours, Kevin?
Mine was a launch day PS3.
It's still going. It's mental. What was that? 2000 and 6?
5, 6.
Yeah.
So 15-year-old console getting on for. Still works fine. Apart from this issue, apparently.
Don't know what they've done,
It's
but...
not that unusual for an old console to work that long, is it?
Xbox 360 was the same generation. They didn't last a year.
Mine was
It's
working.
quite impressive.
Mine was working fine. Not, it wasn't a new one. Actually, it wasn't a brand new for the launch day one. But what I was trying to say was, I've got a Master System somewhere that still works.
They were a little bit different, though, because they weren't full of moving parts, were they?
I was just trying to... I don't know what I was trying to say. Yeah. Still, I have a question for mainly Pam, I guess, before we wrap
go
up
on.
or whatever. The Avengers game, I'm really conflicted now. I have taken this on and off of my Amazon wish list about 4 times in the past week, and I just don't know what to do, because isn't it a co-op game? Or you can play it co-op.
You can
play it solo. You can play it co-op.
No one I know is getting it. You're getting it on PC. Kev's not getting it because he doesn't have time. I just don't know what to think of this. No one seems hyped for it. Everyone seemed hyped for it a year ago. Every Reddit thread, Twitter conversation, Amazon reviews are all just like, whatever. And then it got worse because of the whole Spider-Man on PS4 only thing, which doesn't affect me because I was going to get it on PS4 when they said it. I just thought, all right, I'll get it on that. But a lot of people are salty about that. It just all seems a bit mad now. I don't know what to think. And I just thought you'll be able to guide me on whether or not it's worth bothering with early, at least, you know.
Well, Sheepdog. Tomorrow, Saturday at 1 p.m, on twitch.tv/pav1986, I'll be playing the beta.
This all feels staged. This feels staged.
I promise you this wasn't staged. I did not know this. What time? Yes. Because I will...
I'll be on from 1 until 6 p.m.
If you've got a PlayStation, Sheepdog, you can play it yourself.
I thought I needed a code to do that.
You will need a code for it, because it's the open beta is next weekend. You can have a Virgin Media code, which is how I got it, or you can pre-order the game.
Oh, is it not open to everyone?
No, I'll open it tomorrow. Open it next week.
Okay.
Open it next week. So you can play it next weekend, Sheepdog, and have a look yourself at next weekend.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if I can be bothered to download it and install it just to try it out. But
I mean, that is the whole reason I want to download it and try it out, because I just don't know enough about the game to put in the money down.
And the story's going to be good because it's the Avengers, but
it's
also
also
a little bit like, I don't know. It feels like it's going to be clunky. Like it was just, I was going along. Thor clears a crowd. You press a button and he throws his hammer off into the distance, and it comes. I say clunky. What I mean is, I guess you're not really doing anything. You know, it's just press square. Oh, watch a video of Thor throwing his hammer into the distance. And it just seems like it's going to be really slow paced from that to me. I don't know.
I genuinely do not know. I've seen very little on it. I've only seen the announcement trailers. That's about it. I've seen next to no gameplay or anything like that. So I have no idea how it's going to play. I hear people saying it's going to play. It's going to have similar play loops as Destiny.
See, I hated Destiny.
But was it the thing about it, or was it the play loop that you were doing, like missions and going back to hub worlds and doing upgrades and things? I actually don't know what it's going to be like, but that is what we're getting.
So you go and you do a mission, then you head back to say Shield or Avengers HQ. Whatever,
yeah, and then you go get your loot, and then you got different coloured items that you can upgrade your outfits, your weapons, your stuff like that. You can do all that stuff to it.
A new shield upgrade for Captain America, and then what? And then you go out and do the exact same mission again, grinding through the same map.
Potentially, yes. I don't know for certain. Like I say, I don't know. Come by and we'll have a look tomorrow. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I have no clue.
Okay, I just thought. I mean, I guess I don't know. I guess if I was just playing it through the story, it'd be a bit different. But
yes,
if I'm expected to just repeat the same thing over and over again, that sounds.
You wouldn't necessarily have to if you're just trying to play the story. This is the thing. I don't know. I genuinely don't know enough about it. But it's by the people who made the Tomb Raider games. It's by Crystal Dynamics, and
they were pretty cool.
I really like those games.
Yeah,
they have really good games. So I kind of was like, I'm probably going to get this anyway because I believe in that team. But
yeah, I thought they sounded great, and then it feels a bit like, I don't know whether this is them or Sony, but they made a lot of promises on Amazon that they've not kept. And I thought you didn't really need to make those promises. No one would have been angry if you'd have just gone, yeah, we're releasing it here first and doing this, but they've said all this stuff about everyone should play a complete game from the start to finish and blah, blah, blah. And then they've gone, we're putting a load of stuff over here. And it just seems like...
Well, that stuff, I imagine that stuff will be side stuff then. They won't put stuff in the game that is not accessible to everybody. It will be, Spider-Man will be simply like additional content that is... it's not going to be like pivotal to the game, is it?
Well, I mean, he's not one of the original 6 characters. You get 6 characters as a story, then they add more in throughout time.
Yeah. Yes.
But I mean, as I say, it doesn't affect me. I would have got it on PS4, but I just felt a bit worried that if they've fundamentally put that on the advert on Amazon, it's like line 6 of their 10-line rules about their game kind of thing. And then they've defied it. I'm kind of like, do I really trust them to not screw any of the rest of these things now? I don't know. It just set off an alarm bell. If it is just rehashing the same levels to get any kind of mileage out of it, then I'll probably swerve it. Maybe I'll just wait until it's been out a week and see what happens. I was well up for it.
Sheepdog.
Until I saw people talking. Go on.
Sheepdog. The open beta is next weekend. Get it downloaded. It's my
birthday next weekend. I've got family over and all this nonsense.
Make time. Next weekend is it is 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday next weekend. In fact, it'll be Friday, Saturday and Sunday next weekend. Give it a go and make your decision that way, because that's the only way you're going to find out, Sheepdog. Not watching the videos, because videos can be very deceptive as to how people play it.
They can and they can't. I mean, I'll watch you play. I've set an alarm. I'll log on and I'll watch. And if you're just running around, press square, he lobs it. Do you know what I mean? That's not the end of the world.
You get an idea from it, but it's how it plays and feels to you, doesn't it? So, like I say, it's an open beta.
Like Spider-Man, Red Dead, Batman, stuff like that, is it?
Yeah, I honestly have no idea. I'm looking forward to it. So we have to talk about it next week. And see how I get on with it. The other things I can tell you about now. I've played about an hour to 90 minutes of a little game called The Tourist. Now this was on the Game Pass for PC. It's been on my radar for a while because I've seen it on Switch a while ago. And it's now on Game Pass for PC. I don't know if it's on. I think it's on Xbox as well. Must be. And it's like a voxel based like adventure game, from what I can gather.
Did you say voxel?
Voxel. Kind of like Minecrafty, blocky kind of thing. It's a bit. Was it Cube World? That Cube World game. It's a bit like Cube World. So you start off as this guy who turns up at this island, and you just wander about, and then you find a tourist guide, like pamphlet type thing, and then that tells you how to do such and such a thing, and you notice there's a big monument on the island, and there's a pattern on this monument that you happen to go in, like, to trigger this monument, and then it opens up, and then you have to kill this little boss creature, and then you get a tourist guide to another island, and I think this one was a beaver. I don't know why. So you then go to this, you get on the boat and you go to a beaver, and it's another little voxel island, and you have to do like a series of quests, and there's another monolith on that island, and you have to do that boss, and there's a puzzle to get in to unlock in this monolith and get in doing that boss, and it takes you to another island. But then in the meantime, there's like a series of these little quests, and there's just funny, like, witty little quests of like trying to get on the Ibiza island. You just, there's like this rave going on the beach, and you're trying to keep all the people interested on the dance floor, so you've got to like turn all the lights on and power all the subwoofers up and what have you, and do all this random like little mini quest to unlock certain things. Or the guy who's operating the lift, he's really thirsty, so you go to the smoothie booth, and she needs some fruits. What?
I'm just listening. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah, and she needs fruits, so you have to go and find some fruits to make a smoothie for the guy to then do this. It's just like a series of little miniature quests. And I tell you what, I played for about 90 minutes to 2 hours, and I thoroughly enjoyed what I played. It was genuinely a fun little game to be playing. I'm nowhere near finished it, and it did seem like it was getting more and more difficult the more further into it I got. But it was fun. It looked pretty damned amazing. It looked like, like the Minecraft mods where they make everything look really like shiny and like had all the ray tracing stuff on them, and make all like it looked like a really amazing Minecraft. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like a really shiny Minecraft. But it was fun. It's fun. The other thing I played, and I've played this start to finish, because it's a game that's going to take less than an hour to play, is a game called Before I Forget. Now this is a game, it's on Steam. It cost me like, what, £6, I think it was. And it's a story game, so it's literally like your Dear Esther, or your Gone to the Rapture, or your stuff like that. But it takes an hour to play, and you play someone who has Alzheimer's, and you basically play. You are in you start at the front door of your apartment, and you get in, and you basically you can't find your husband. Your husband isn't in, so he's out somewhere, and then you can't get into certain rooms in your house, and you don't know where certain things are, and the game kind of tricks you into things. Like, you are looking for the bathroom at one point. The game's an hour long, and it's very good. And I'm trying to be very vague about what goes on, but like you say, you go to the you try and find a bathroom, and you keep finding yourself in the closet all the time. You can't find yourself in with all the coats and stuff. Like every door you open, you kind of open it and you go in it, and you turn around and you're back in the coat room. And yeah, it's very powerful, very good, and well worth anyone's money for whatever it was, $5.99. And it's just a very good story to tell, and it's, like I say, short and sweet, very nice looking, very like pastel coloured world, like, and it's all very grey at start at points, and then you find like pictures, and you kind of remember certain moments and stuff like that, and then the world kind of brightens up and colours, and you have like not audio flashbacks sort of thing, like you hear like conversations being had, and yeah. But yeah, if you get a chance, give that a look. Like I say, I'm not gonna say much of it, because like I say, it took me less than an hour to play, but it was very good, well worth the time and money that I spent. And that's your lot.
Good lad.
Splendid. Well, I feel like that brings us to the end of this week's podcast. Wonderful stuff. Advance notice now for everybody. There's not going to be a show next week, because Pab can't be bothered to do one while everyone else is unavailable, which, quite frankly, is utterly unreasonable. Well, the three of us can't do it, and apparently you don't want to do a solo week.
Right, okay. I didn't realise that. I didn't. Right, okay. Cool.
Well, I did say we could do one on a Thursday if you wanted, Pab, but I think we agreed in the end that it all worked out. We wanted episode 400 to be at a time when we were all available.
If that's what you want to do, then that is fine. That is fine.
Our listeners should pitch ideas for episode 400. I want to see what they have in mind.
Yes, sure. Why not?
We should do 400 miniature podcasts.
Anybody who tweets "Bring Back Bounty" for an episode gets blocked.
I mean, we haven't got anyone that dumb, have we? That would want that. We want to do a good episode 400.
And AD won't do it.
Who?
He was there for 10 or so, when he won't come back.
I don't remember that one. Was he the bald one who got really angry?
No, that's one of my bosses, so he ain't coming back.
Let's have him on. I've got some things I want to talk to him about. But get those suggestions in at MGUK Podcast on Twitter, or you can follow me everywhere at Lelujo.
And I'm at RB6K.
I miss Lelujo.
And I'm at Pab1986 on Twitter and Twitch.
All right, plug us in.
Yep.
Here we go. You've already had your Twitch mention this week. Goodness me.
I know.
And I raided you last night as well. This is disgraceful.
He did. And Shady came in and started throwing subs around. I'm like, oh, God.
That's what he does. That's how he rolls. He pays our rent every month.
He's a good lad, that guy. He's a good lad.
See you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening, folks.
You're welcome.